Since we took a look at the Pyramid Peak, walking around that earlier, and really getting a good feel of that space, I want to talk to you about that design, how it came to be, the thought process in really putting the pieces together, and how it can work for you in your design of your specific tiny house. Because I think it's critical stuff. I've been doing this for a while and kind of learned some do's and don'ts, and hopefully, with some of the stuff I can share with you, it'll make your process easier. Some time needs to be spent in materials, in components. I think one of the biggies is cabinets. Cabinet sizes are generally in 6-inch increments. Unless you're planning on building your cabinets custom, you want to think about that. You want to think about, if you're going to go to the big box store and buy your cabinets from them, what those sizes are. And make sure that you incorporate those sizes into your design. Otherwise, you might find yourself spending a bunch of bucks having these custom cabinets built. So, find out what those sizes are and how they would work for you. Doors, entry doors are another component. A lot of times I'll use a 32-inch wide entry door, but 36s are also available. So just consider that too. And then windows. Whether you're going to buy from an existing window supplier, what sizes they offer, and how you can incorporate that into, or those sizes into your build needs to be considered as well. Jump into the Pyramid Peak. That is a 24-foot long unit. It is 8.5 feet wide. When I designed that house, the thought process was single person, sleeping on the main floor, good sized kitchen, and a bathroom that had a bathtub in it. So the 5-foot tub shower was important in that particular design, as well as taking into consideration that front room and the amount of windows, and then the feel. But stepping into that design and the thought process behind it, walking in the front door. That front door is 5 feet from the end wall. That enabled me enough room to place a bed in this area, or a sofa bed in this area that was, in that case, right here. It gave me the ability to do 4 windows. Those were 24 by 80 windows. I wanted to do a nice long window that was high off the end wall. That was a picture window. I call them a transom window off the end wall, and that was the hitch end here. And I also thought about what I wanted to do was have a tiny house that had a workspace. So I designed this little sitting area there, and I did this butcher block that came out like that, in kind of a banjo design, with the ability to put a chair there, and a chair there. Then I wanted to run the kitchen. So I also thought about lighting here, a window. So I added a window there. The kitchen on the flip side here, my thought was to provide a space for a washer dryer. So I did a nice big cabinet right there, tall. So the lower portion is designed to house the washer dryer, and the upper portion is for storage, closet space. And then I put a little clothes hanging rack right there. And then the rest is your kitchen. So I ran the kitchen, voila, nice long kitchen. I used 24-inch sinks. Maybe you want a bigger sink. Maybe it needs to be a 30-inch sink. Going to impact your size of cabinet too. Above the sinks, I typically put a window. So in that case, I did a 24-inch by 80-inch window above that. Lots of light. Across from here, counter space. I had the range put in there with a microwave above it. And then we had the refrigerator. And then over here was the bathroom. So that is a 5-foot tub shower that I put into that area there. And knowing that I only had so much width to work with, I used a smaller sink in this area than I typically would, and then I did a nice amount of storage. I've got drawers and cabinet space in this area here, and then we've got a toilet that's in this space here, and I've got a window above it for a nice, large, functional bathroom. And that was really the thought that went behind that. This loft that's above the bathroom, and a lot of times, because you've got to enclose that bathroom ceiling, you don't really, in my opinion, you don't want to open all the way up 10 feet, 11 feet high to the ceiling because it's kind of a waste. So I use that space typically for loft, or that loft for storage, for sleeping. So that's what I did in this case. So above here is the loft space. Then the other thing we had to consider was the ladder. How do you access this loft? I ran that cabinet within 6 inches of the bathroom wall because this is where my ladder storage goes, right into that spot there. Determine how you're going to store that ladder, how it's going to come out, how you're going to keep it from tipping over. In this case also, as I look at this design here, the door, we talked about the door, and this is a pocket door, so it's encased inside this wall, and it slides out in that direction right there. Your refrigerator is here. And once again, the refrigerator is on a platform because of the wheel well, so it's raised up off the floor. You need to really think about the size of that refrigerator before you get a big honking tall refrigerator and stick it in there and you can't get into it. So a lot of things need to be thought through as you're designing and building your tiny house.